First of all, welcome all. Good evening, good afternoon, and thank you in advance already for joining the session. Hopefully, I will not bore and attend of the session. You will able to take some quick tips or some new features which we can utilize effectively. I don't know, kind of which will reduce our kind of privacy part or some work which we are doing manually or whatever. That's the idea behind. So before we jump into the session, let me kind of tell about something about myself. I have around 15 plus years of experience, and I'm from basically from Microsoft technology background. Worked with different tools, which is coming as part of the Microsoft. Also, I have kind of worked with different technologies like Salesforce and other stuff. And I'm the certified trainer from the Microsoft point of view, and then certified Azure solution architect, and then the professional SharePoint as a background, very high level. You can follow me in LinkedIn by using this URL, or maybe you can also follow my website, which is there. That's a short introduction about me. Which were introduced by the Microsoft in the recent months, regardless of the particular application. Let us go through SharePoint, Teams, platform, OneNote, OneDrive, whatever. At the end of the session, the key takeaway, at least I believe that you will learn something new and then you will start utilizing it into your day-to-day work life, which in terms like effect giving or increasing the productivity of you. Okay, so let us start with Microsoft Teams. Teams, we all know, right? We are already using it. A majority of the organization are using that Microsoft Teams, and day-to-day communications. And one recent feature which was introduced by Team is this uh, show or hide the previews. So, for example, there is a setting. If you go to the setup, there is an option recently Microsoft introduced like show message previews in your chat list. By default, it is off, meaning if you are going to your Teams, you will see in the left hand side, you will see the person name plus the latest chat, one line chat, you will be seeing it. And if you are enabling this feature, then you will not see the even one line feature. It is exactly like our mobile phone. Say for example, if the screen is locked, even like if you are not the authorized, then you will not uh, see the are you not able to see the message, right? The same similar feature introduced here in Teams by the Microsoft recently, where this will effectively use is like, say for example, you have only one monitor and then you are going to share the screen. You are just sharing the complete computer, not the like just one window for some reason. And if you get a ping, or if you want to just swap the screen, then the others from the other side, they will able to see even the online message. But if you enable this feature, then they will not able to see even the preview message or one-line message. So in this way, we can increase our privacy stuff. That's the idea behind this particular feature. And it's, as I said, you can go to the setup and then you just click on this chat density, then you will see like show message previews in chat. That's very simple feature. So more or less, I will cover all the, as I said, like simple features, not the very complicated one today, at least. So the Zoom controls, I think you might have know, or you might have asked, being asked by the customer or by others that when you are sharing the screen, hey, this is very small, can you maximize it? I think this type of things we might have gone through at least one time in our professional life. So Microsoft introduced this one, this zoom in, zoom out. So you just share, And as an end user, if I want to zoom in, this is not clear, I want to zoom in, then I can just click on this zoom in button, plus icon, then it will take me to zoom in like the kind of 120, 130, whatever percentage, until I feel that I'm able to see the content which you're presenting. Same like zoom out, just you zoom out and then you will able to see. And if you feel that, okay, like I just go to this original size, then just click on the original size. Usually this is needed maybe when you are presenting a kind of uh, some presentation in like in terms of having a heavy content or the dashboards, something like that. This will be used. And then the third one is this work location setup. So now, for example, like after COVID, we are all sort of working hybrid, like couple of days in office, couple of days in work, and we may not know whether, for example, others may not know whether we are here in office today or whether we are in work from home or some other place. So instead of pinging and asking, hey, are you available office today? Are you available remote? We can just check quickly here, okay, this person is okay, is working remote today, something like. So this is one of the handy feature and small feature introduced by Microsoft. This can also be utilized effectively to avoid unnecessary or to disturb unnecessarily asking, hey, are you office or are you home, like this. And then the message, schedule a message when when we need to send. So I think we might have seen this message, like what we'll do, like when we want to send a message, we just type our message and hit the send button. Say for example, we are working with different teams, especially with the different region. Like say for example, we are working from India, and our colleague is there in US or maybe in, for example, Europe, and you do not want to disturb unnecessarily them with their like other than the later than the working hours. Then, but if you want to kind of send this message, but you will not be available when they are available. In that case, we can utilize this feature. This is a handy feature. As I like, you can just type and then right click on the send button. You will see this options. You will see these options like just hit the send button, right click, and then you will see the like it will allow you to choose the date and then time. Then just send it, schedule time, click. That's it. The message will send to the other person at whatever time you schedule that. That's another simple and effective feature. And then the next one is like meeting template. You might have seen, like we you might have even not noticed about this meeting template. So it was introduced recently, the Microsoft. You can go ahead and have different meeting template as a team or as a Microsoft team admin. You can configure this. So for example, I have configured predefined meetings like live event, webinar, sensitive meetings, or virtual appointments, whatever. Then once you schedule or once you create this template, you can just, as an admin, you can push it to the team. As an end user, when we are seeing if you want to create a virtual appointment or if you want to create a live event, or for example, I want to go for a sensitive meeting, then you just click on this new meeting drop down, then you will see this different options. You just choose it, then you just get it. For example, I have the webinar meeting where it will talk about like title, when the webinar starts, what is the description things. And if it's going to the virtual appointment, maybe like you may need to include the externals other than your company, or maybe like something else. So this virtual appointment template will mostly designed towards to accommodate the virtual meeting things. And if you're going for a live event, like say for example, now we were doing this community event, so maybe we may need to kind of customize our templates. So for these things, instead of every time going and typing the content from the beginning, you can just have this meeting template. That's this way, like we kind of more or we are utilizing the features which is there in the teams more effectively and efficiently. We save some time, and saved valuable time we are using it somewhere else. And then the live captions. This is another feature. This is not a new feature or a recent feature. This is very old feature, and this is especially give uh, to give visibility for the accessibility issues, or maybe even if you have different people, different language speaking people in a meeting, we wanted to accommodate everybody in a meeting, and we wanted to accommodate everybody to talk their own language, then we can go with this live captions. You can just enable it when you go to the setting. You can just go to this accessibility, and then you can just enable the captions. So what these captions will do is, like, even if you are talking with anyone, and say for example I'm from India and I may not understand Australian accent, and I may not understand, in that case we can just enable this, then we can just read it. Will keep on whatever I talk, then it will keep on displaying as a captions. We can just go and read it, and then we can be more confident, and we can talk in the meetings, and we can answer it, something like that. And there is another way also, like in the meeting, we can enable this turn on live captions. If I talk in, say, for example, in Finnish, and I wanted to hear others in English, maybe, like, we can just enable it, even though the other person is what talking in whatever language. But as when we are hearing, like, you will be seeing it in the English or whatever the language chosen. So in the captions will be there. You will able to understand, and then work. This is one of the another feature. I personally like this feature. And then file apps. This is another feature was introduced earlier, and this was now revamped. Say for example, the idea behind the new file app is, we are if you are going, or if our organization is working with Microsoft, we have different products like SharePoint, the chat, and then Outlook, and then OneDrive, OneNote. What else? So we have a lot of channels to share our files, communicate, work efficiently. The agenda behind the file app is, you will able to see all the files in one place. You can just go to the, like, click on the dot, just look for the file app, then you will able to see this. Then once you added it, or once you pinned, this will be available here. And then you can just see, like, home, my files, shared, downloads. Even you have the quick access, like if you are often getting a message, or if you want to favorite your one of the team's channel, then you can just do it and pin it. And if you go in the right side, you will see, like, shared with you, shared by you. So shared by you, like maybe you might have shared with somebody, then you can just click on the tab, and then you can see all the files. Even if you shared via Outlook, you will able to see here. If you shared via chat, then you will able to see. If you are shared via OneDrive, then you will able to see SharePoint also. So that's the main agenda behind. So we no need to go each and every time to check for a file in a SharePoint, to check for a file in OneDrive, to check for a file in chat. Even, like, sometimes we will be confused. Okay, is the file shared by the other person via chat, or is it by Outlook? We have to spend a lot of time. But if you have this feature, then you will able to see, come here and search the file, and you get it. It's matter of minutes, you get the file whatever you want to have, or you want to look. So this way again you save your time. It's available. We are not going to do anything new. It's available, just we need to use it. And then Visual Personal app. This app is also introduced earlier there, but I think this is now revamped. The idea behind the this personal issue app, if you want to have this issue, if you want to go for a, like, architectural diagram, and if you want to go for a complex diagram, or if your organization is using already issue diagram for whatever, like flow chart to basic, like, diagram, whatever, then you should, as a desktop application, you should have a license, separate license to use this. But in the Teams, it is available with certain level of functionalities. You can just, same way, like, you can just go to three dots to your team, and then just click search for the issue, then it is there. You can just start utilizing, start drawing the diagrams, or if you have already a file shared with you, or those files also can be opened and worked. And I was just mentioning April 23rd and 23, 2023, but I think this is already available. It was just a whole thing. The another mention is like everyone. Again, this is a very small one. Say, for example, you have 2 members group, or if you have 100 members group. Usually, like when we are working in a support team, when we're working in a project team or as a team, we may have our own group, and we wanted to sometime ask, hey, this person one, did you complete your task, or can you help me? Something like. Sometimes we may need to send a message to everybody, hey team, let's go for lunch or whatever. So just mention, just type at everyone, then everybody will get a notification, whoever they're part of this particular chat group, about your message. And at the same time, if you mention like person one, then person one will get a message. At the same time, if you're mentioning at everyone and at a person, then person will get notified first, and then everybody will get notified. And of course, you can, like as an admin, you can control this, switch it off, switch it on, about this. This is again small feature, but if you utilize, then definitely this is going to save, effectively we are utilizing the features which are available in the tools. And then another app, this Meet app. So this is again recent features. So it's just the agenda behind this app is also the same like file app. In the Meet app, what, like say for example, we nowadays, like we have this Outlook, we have this calendar in Teams. So if you want to join the meeting, sometimes say for example, we might have been focusing to something else, we might have even forget to join the meeting. I don't know this, see, even seeing the alert which is coming, or notification which is coming, the pop-up, right? And sometimes we may need to check, okay, what what all the file it is shared in a particular meeting, or who are all participated, who are all the things. You can go to Teams calendar, and then the problem there with Teams calendar is you need to know the date, and then you need to search for this meeting name, and then you need to open, and then you need to see. And sometimes, say for example, we might have had a meeting, two different meetings at the same day. We might have not uh, correct chosen the correct meetings, and we need to go back and then come, like a lot of back and forth things. But if you have this Meet app, again same, go to three dots, click check for Meet, and then you just pin it if you need it. The beauty here is like you will have the meetings in a single window. Like you can just have two three different sections. One is like up next, you can see all the up next meetings, and you can also see the recent meetings. And if you see here, you can see like who are the participants and what are the files shared. That's very important. So instead of clicking and then identifying that, okay, this is not a right meeting, then you can just like this. That's the another what to say, small feature, but if we are utilizing it very effectively, then we are not spending a lot of time to find what is happening or what happened when those things. And of course, this in the recent you will see, you will able to see only 30 days, last 30 days, not before that. But I don't think that there is a need like older meetings. And then delete options. This was one of the ask for a long time, and then it was introduced. But I would say like this was not kind of promoted well. I would say like promoted, maybe like not noticed by everyone. So this delete option. So if you want, if say for example, if you have this chat in the left hand side, and if you want to delete this particular chat, you can go and delete this chat. But then it's like you are deleting only from your side, the opposite person will have the same. So that's just like you are clearing the chat like that. It's a soft delete, not the hard delete for the end users. And of course, as a team admin, you can come to these messaging policies, and then we can just enable it by default, whether this option should be available to the users or not. And I mentioned like just soft delete, meaning soft delete in the sense like I meant from your side it is deleted, but the opposite person it is not deleted, but the chat is completely deleted. That's why I mentioned here the permanent. And then this custom download location. So this is another feature introduced later. Like say for example, if you want to, like we are receiving a lot of files, we have to download, we need to open it, and if like there is no option, then all will go to one place. Say for example, download folders, and you might have set the other download option, say from your OneDrive or say from your browser, say from your Outlook, everything will go to one same location, and identifying this will be very difficult. And if you are going to work only with the teams the majority of the time for file sharing, then you can have your dedicated download folder mentioned. Just come to the settings, click on these files and links, you define the location where you want to download, so that you just go there and then work on this. And then there is another feature also introduced, like ask where to save the download file. Like every time, if you see like every time is lost, whether this needs to be downloaded, I'm sorry, saved, where it should be saved, something like. But it's kind of annoying maybe if you are going to work with a long time. I mean, with many files, but that option also is available. And then file open preference. This is again, I have a file. Maybe for example, if somebody's shared an Excel sheet, uh, instead of a URL, just shared Excel sheet, you need to click that three dots, and then you need to choose whether you need to open it in the browser, whether you need to open it in the desktop applications. But if you click on the Excel itself, it will open within the Teams itself. I think that's some, like sometimes if it is Excel, it may be annoying. You may not able to filter it. For example, you may not able to do some formulas. Those things you may not able to do it within Teams app. So you can change it here. Like, is it going to do it open it in the Teams by default, or will it open the desktop app? So that you can set up here. That's the location download location feature. And then channels count. I think this was one of the ask earlier uh, from multiple organizations, when especially you are working with, for example, this CRM based companies. I don't know, these things. You may have a teams. You may have to have multiple channels to come data to collaborate with multiple set of users, multiple set of group of users, something like. And earlier it was like only 200. If you have a team, it will have only 200 channels. Out of 200 channels, I think 30 channels is a private channel, so you cannot share it with others. Other 170 channels, it can be combination of the standard and the shared channels. But there was a ask, right? We need to increase the count. Then how increased to 1,000. So up to 30 private channels and a combination of 970 standard and that's another feature introduced. This all about kind of the small features which we might have noticed or which we might have not noticed. But if we are going to utilize this, maybe like it's kind of improving our ways of working. Let's go to this SharePoint. So SharePoint, I think 2 3 weeks before it was went to this public live, this SharePoint news to Outlook. Every organization will have this possibility to send the news like every week or every day, whatever. But the idea is like they will earlier they will able to do this news thing as a web part or as a modern feature only in the SharePoint, and then as in the intranet, and people should come to intranet and they should able to see this news, whatever the latest news. But recently Microsoft introduced this feature made for email template, where you can when you're going to create a newsletter or a news, you can choose this template, and then you can just give your from address to address and then this whatever news, then just click, then all the users will have this news as an email. They can able to see it in their email itself. They no need to come to SharePoint. I personally like this feature. She said all features are kind of like it, but this I like it more. Now the next one is this OneDrive. So coming to the OneDrive, there are a lot of features, and we have started using a lot of things. And one issue with this uh, OneDrive is like if you have a lot of files, you may not or you are not able to favorite these files or folders, things like that. You need to drill down for a file, or you need to drill down to the folder and then look for these files. Recently, this small feature introduced in the background or in the context menu, also in the left hand side. If you see this favorite icon, you can just click on this star icon. If you want to favorite this file, then this is just your favorite file. You can, whenever you want, you can come and you can just work on this file and work done. If you feel that you are not going to work and this somehow it is not becoming your favorite file, just double click and just click again. The it will just move as unfavorite file. You can do from multiple places, like from here or from the context menu or from the top. There is this the background in the top. You will have this favorite, and also in the left hand side you will have these favorites where you will see all your favorite files listed. And then this is another feature was introduced, shared with you. So again, here the same. Say for example, we were talking it in the file app in Teams, right? The same, a similar feature is now introduced in OneDrive as well. In OneDrive, there is this section called the shared, and under this the shared section you have two sections, like shared with you or shared by you. So shared with you will bring all the files which are shared with you by others from any applications from Microsoft, like OneNote, starting from OneDrive, email, and then whatever, like, so everything you can see it here. And if you see the beauty, one more beauty here is this activity. In the activity, it will tell who shared this file with you, when it is shared, from which application it is shared. So, so that makes our life even more easy. Same shared by you. You might have shared, and later you wanted to revoke this file with others, maybe after the completion of the work, or sometime you might have shared mistakenly the wrong files. Maybe you can go and check this, and then you can revoke, and whatever action you want to do it, you can do it. And you can categorize or filter this based on different types, like is it PDF, PowerPoint, Excel, folder, whatever. That's another some other features which is there in the Microsoft Outlook. This is another feature I like it. Meeting recap in the Outlook web. Meeting recap is nothing but, like, now team is having this lot of features, right? Recordings, transcript, and then attendance, and the file shared, then those files sharing, everything you can see it in the teams. Of course, as I said, you can use this files app, or you can use this meet app, or you can even go to individual meeting, and then you can click files, chat, attendance, whatever you can see. But say for example, you do not have access to Teams for some reason, but you wanted to see everything in a single place. Then this meeting recap feature is coming into the picture in the Outlook web. You just go click on a meeting, you will see this meeting recap. So where you get this recording, transcript, attendance, agenda, all in single place. And then this context IQ search, this is another new feature which I like it very much. They have enhanced this search based on this AI capability. Say, for example, there is a conversation with me and a couple of other my colleagues, and we were discussing about these topics, and there were some files discussing it via email. Earlier, if you put like at, then it will populate only the person which is there in your organization. Whether this is there in this email conversation scope or outside, you will get it will get only the people name. But if you see in the bottom, like it will start now showing the files as well. So you can just type the file name and then it will be appearing. Just put it here. I mean, just mention it here. That's it. So this is another features introduced with the help of AI to the Outlook recently. And then email signatures, I think this we might have, or everybody might have gone through this problem. Say, for example, I have my mobile phone, I have a signature here. I have a Outlook installed in my laptop, and that may have different signatures. Or we will try to bring the similar signatures to two different places. Tomorrow, for example, I wanted to change my mobile is corrupted, I wanted to reinstall. Then if we go to the options and signature, you will not see your signature because that signature is corrupted, or you changed your mobile, it is not there. It is stored physically into whatever machine you are using, whether it is mobile or a laptop. But now they changed it to cloud in such a way that you can have one place you can have your signature defined, say for example laptop. But when you are coming and installing the Outlook into your mobile, no need to do anything because it is coming from the cloud, so you will be able to see the same signatures. Even if you're changing the mobile, if you're changing the laptop, even if you are going to Outlook web, you will see the same. So this is another great feature. Let's go to the Microsoft Stream. Stream was one of the older product, which we were using it earlier, but I think it is complete, revamped after COVID. If you see, like after COVID, all of us we were having this problem. Like we either need to uh, appear in the video call, either we need to, for example, even if you need to create a product, if you need to create a small demo, we need to record it. Or say for example, if you are preparing a guide, a knowledge article or whatever, we wanted to give us a video instead of writing 1,000 lines. We have started doing this. Or if you are going to Viva post or Yammer, whatever, if you want to put some videos, then we have started recording the videos ourselves. Okay, if that is we have started recording the videos, and it was a nightmare for updating or trimming a video and then correcting it, all those things, if you do not have a dedicated video tool. Okay, but stream this Microsoft is now introducing this stream app. What it will do is, like, you can go to the stream app, stream URL, where you can just either create a new video. By using that video, you can record yourself as a video, or you can record the screen, and then it just stays in the stream. You can go and say, for example, after you recorded everything, you wanted to trim couple of minutes, or you wanted to remove couple of minutes, maybe like just go and click edit the video and then trim it. And if you wanted to blur your background, if you wanted to apply some filters, everything can be done in the stream tool without putting a lot of effort. And the another feature is like playlist. So as I said earlier, this is another thing. Microsoft is now trying to, it's like a collaborative platform, right? What is trying to say is, like, it is trying to uh, collaborate multiple applications which is coming as part of the Microsoft stream, like Teams, Outlook, whatever. And if you see this stream, if you are recording a video in video, if you are recording your meetings, like say for example now we are recording our sessions, so all will be by default in the backend stored in the stream. Then you can go to the stream. If you have the edit rights to this particular recording, okay, you can do hell a lot of stuff. You can adjust to the thumbnail, you can adjust to the video, you can adjust the video, you can adjust the transcript. Say for example, sometimes you might have noticed, like, this transcript maybe say like, uh, sometimes it is not working properly because of this language things we speak, or because of the language I understand. And if somebody else is seeing this transcript, they may not able to understand. And if you are going to push this kind of video with transcript to larger audience, they may not able to understand what it is. Maybe upload it. Like if you want to change the answer, you can just update it. If you want to add the chapter, you can do it. And then lot you can do now with the help of Steve. So you can record your screen, you can record the video, you can trim the video, you can apply whatever the filter, whatever you want to do it, and then you can do the other stuffs as well, like transcript, video things, thumbnail. Now whatever you want to do, that you can do it, including the noise suppression. That also you can do it here without paying additional things. It is just there in the stream. Since we are in the stream, since we are talking in the stream about the video, there is another tool or feature. I would say like another tool introduced that's called what is the name? I often forgetting this name. Yeah, Clipchamp. Clipchamp. This is another tool which is getting popular now in the Microsoft. This is also the same, like that particular tool, Clipchamp, is also serving the same purpose. Like it's like a kind of serving the purpose of like a Photoshop. Maybe when you have time, you can just check. I will just pin the uh, like the URL of this one, name of this one. You can check that. This is also as part of the Microsoft product, Clipchamp. Okay, let us go to the Microsoft Sway. So Sway is one of the oldest tool or application which we have, but again they revamped like anything. Say for example, we all work for a project, and we all work for for example any companies, whether it is IT or whether any companies. Either we do a newsletter, whether we need to, for example, if you're working for a project, then we will send the project newsletter, our project updates, monthly newsletter, weekly newsletter. A lot of information we wanted to share as a newsletter. So for if you want to do that, and if you are lack of ideas how to create the newsletters, or if you do not want to put a lot of effort just to create the newsletters, you have, say for example, you have a PowerPoint, you have a Word document, just you want to convert that as a newsletter, just come to Sway. You just click on the start from document. It will ask you to upload the document. Upload the document. Then in a matter of minute, you have the newsletter ready. Or if you want to prepare a newsletter based on some templates, some ideas, there are a hell lot of templates available. You can just go and choose the templates, then you just prepare it. It definitely saves a lot of work, and it's actually giving the what to say it actually giving the visually striking newsletters to the other people like who were receiving these newsletters. Say for example, I receive 10 newsletters in a month, and if it is keep on going one time as a user, I will not even have interest to read these newsletters. But if you are going to use this way, definitely the other person who is receiving this newsletter, definitely they will stop 1 minute, even though they will see this, because this newsletter templates having a lot of features, a lot of attractive things, a lot of animations are there. Let's go to the Microsoft OneDrive. Sorry, not OneDrive. I think this is OneNote. So now I think you might have seen all the menus are transferred from horizontal to vertical, right? If you see like the Outlook, now earlier it was like in the bottom of the Outlook. Now this is like left hand side. You can see as a navigation. The same feature introduced in the OneNote as well. You can now have the vertical, like if you're horizontal, you can have this vertical header. I think this was an image, group image, whether it's on. But you can just go to the view and then click on the tabs layout. Then you can select whether it is vertical tab or whether it is horizontal tab. If you are having this vertical tab, there is a even chance that you can shrink or you can collapse the vertical tab so that it gives you a lot of space where you can go and like whatever the right what we need to do, or what is the purpose of using the OneNote, right? That we can use it. Otherwise, like left hand side, you will have a lot of menus. It will look like clumsy. Okay, so what else? I think that's it from my side.